I never knew Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. They've been out there for a while, but I guess Scarlett Johansson is either the biggest fan of Jurassic Park ever, or she really needs a role. You should see some of these quotes. There's a new Jurassic World movie that's being directed, and she's kind of talked. She's going to be involved in it. I'm assuming she's going to be a star in the film. She says the script is so incredible. David Knopf wrote it. He returned after like 30 years to write the script. He's so passionate about it, which is awesome. She says it's one of the first films I ever remember seeing in the theater. Talk about Jurassic Park. I remember seeing it so vividly. It was like life changing. It was mind blowing. I can't express how excited I am. She says, I've been trying to get in this franchise in any possible way for over 10 years. I'm like, I'll die in the first 5 minutes. I'll get eaten by whatever. I'll do the craft service. I'll do anything for it. The fact this happened in this way at this time is that actually unbelievable. I can't believe it. Scarlett Johansson's a pretty well-known actress. I mean, I could imagine if I got into a film. I mean, I'm 49. I've been a journalist all my life. Really haven't done that much acting since high school. But this is Scarlett Johansson. I mean, she sounds a little too excited about this. I mean, maybe she's trying to hype up the movie. She's doing a good job, but this is like a dream role forever. I mean,
And you got to hype it because that's another franchise that sort of like took a big hit with the third one. I mean, well, you had I mean, it's not really the third one, right? It's the third Jurassic World, but how many Jurassic Parks were there before that? Were
There were
there
three Jurassic
three
Parks.
Jurassic
I think there
Parks?
were two
Yeah,
worlds. I think I can't remember. I did not watch. I watched like 5 minutes of the Jurassic World, and I'm just like, what baffles me about the Jurassic. This is my biggest issue with Jurassic Park movies. The first one was very good, but it should have taught you a lesson that you should not do that.
right.
And so what do? They have another Jurassic Park, and then now they have a Jurassic World where, hey, let's put dinosaurs back in and have humans interact with dinosaurs. What's the worst that could happen? Well, aren't you set in sort of the same universe where this stuff has happened before, where things go off the rails and it's just playing God and it's not the right thing to do? And now they're like, oh, but we've got, David Koepp is writing the screenplay for Jurassic Park 4 or whatever this is going to be. And it's just like, that's the thing that you can't get away from is the fact that this stuff doesn't make any sense to have sequels, because once it goes awry the first time, it's not like we were being invaded by dinosaurs. This is us creating dinosaurs for a theme park, and it goes awry once. Why would we do it again? But they're doing it again.
oh man, I kind of like
End
that.
of rant. I'm sorry. That just,
Yeah,
I've never
no.
understood how they keep doing these Jurassic Park movies and people thinking, I can't wait to bring my family to this theme park where dinosaurs have killed people, or we've heard of people being killed by dinosaurs. Let's go, though.
You're right. You're right. But it is the seventh Jurassic movie, Craig. They made three Jurassic Parks, and this will be the fourth Jurassic World. So 6 more times they've made this mistake with dinosaurs.
I just don't get it. And the Jurassic Park movie, and I can see why Scarlett Johansson was probably, she was born the same year as me, so she was, a young girl that probably went to the theater, and that was probably her first like big boy movie, the big adult movie that you might have seen that was good enough for younger kids to maybe watch. And I could see why she would probably be, have those impressions of it. And it's a good movie. I mean, Spielberg did an excellent job, and it's a testament to great CGI and animatronic work. But then again, it's just like, you're going to the well. Why would you have like, oh, we're opening up a theme park of dinosaurs, bring your families, and then they bring their families, and then what happens? Well, you've got predators that are up close and personal. It's not like a zoo. This is like an interactive zoo where you can get eaten. There's not like a lot of security in between you and like killing machines. So I don't know. I hope that, and like we talked about this earlier, Robert mentioned if the script's good and things can, maybe there is a movie, a good movie that can explain, maybe greed. And I know they've kind of hinted at those themes in the past, but you've kind of already done that now. So now can you go beyond what we've already seen with the sequels of like, well, people are greedy, so they want to have a Jurassic Park 2 and 3, and you want to have a new world because you can control the animals or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how this works, but I'm hopeful that, Scarlett Johansson will be able to live her dream in a good Jurassic Park sequel.
I will admit I watched 5 of these. I did not watch the last one, the third Jurassic World, so I don't know for sure. But I think maybe what they're going for here with this arc is I think they're trying to turn these Jurassic Park movies into Planet of the Apes movies, where like the dinosaurs eventually are like the dominant species on the planet. So
that makes sense. That does make sense why it's called World. I get that. That it just it makes sense, but then it's also at the end of the day, it's if it's not well done, like the King Kong and the Godzilla movies, I think have found good footing in being like really action driven B movies. And I think that the Chris Pratt franchise, which this does not sound like it will be it will maybe be in the same universe. It just won't be with him in a starring role, but it just feels like, they were cash grabs. Like, let's, try to reinvent the wheel of the Jurassic Park franchise. They didn't really succeed very well. The stories didn't seem to really make sense. And, of course, you heard my rant on why I don't think they make sense. But, we'll see if that's maybe the direction they're taking, is making this a, sort of a dinosaurs rule the world again, maybe.
Yeah, I love the alternative idea. I mean, dinosaurs rule the world, or, we still see Nazi movies, maybe like the dinosaurs like the Nazis, like they, I will say the thing I don't like is a personal beef is I guess if I had to pick a way of dying, the worst way I could die is being eaten by something like a dinosaur or a lion or something like that. And that just, it's a very compelling, interesting movie, but it scares me a little bit because I don't want to be eaten by somebody. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're safe from dinosaurs, Chris. I will say that. I'm pretty sure you're safe from being eaten by dinosaurs, unless you decide to star in unless you're Scarlett Johansson's co-star.
Yeah. If I was Scarlett Johansson's co-star, definitely don't go see that movie. That would not be.
I think Chris needs Chris is. We've talked about this often, but Chris has a bit of a problem establishing the difference between reality and fantasy and fiction.
Of course. Yeah.
And so, like, he sees a movie and he automatically there's dinosaurs. My daughter babysits for a couple of little kids, and recently she told a story about how she broke the news to them that dinosaurs. There are no dinosaurs. They just thought they were. They've seen books, they've seen pictures of dinosaurs. They thought, they could go somewhere at some point and see a dinosaur. And she told them, no, there are no more dinosaurs. Yeah. And but I think somebody needs to have that talk with Chris at some point.
You have to mark yourself on Facebook safe from dinosaurs, Chris.
Yeah. No, I think Jurassic Park 3 I walked out of because I was so scared. I mean, it was kind of scary. It was rough.